Hi everyone, welcome to JDoodle's very first webinar. We're going to be starting shortly. We're just waiting for a few more people to join in, and then we will begin. All right, let's get started. So, once again, welcome everybody to our first webinar at JDoodle. We're super excited to have so many of you guys join us today from different parts of the world. Before we get going, I just have a small thing. Since during the webinar, if you have any questions, we would be taking it on our Discord channel. So any questions, any queries, not just regarding the webinar, but even in the future, if you do have anything related to JDoodle's products and features, you have any questions, queries, feedback, you can post it on the Discord channel. I will be sharing the link in the chat. So be sure to join that channel. For those who don't know what Discord is a community platform where a lot of like-minded people come together and share interest, ideas, and lots of other fun things. So please do join our Discord channel. Okay, now I will hand it over to my colleague and the marketing lead at JDoodle, Anuj Vaidya. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Mel. Once again, very good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone, and thank you so much for joining in today. We appreciate it, and this is our first webinar, and we plan to make it a bi-monthly affair. So, if you do have any sort of suggestions on what you would like to hear more about, or if you have any sort of topics or ideas, please do share it with us on Discord, and we will be happy to take it up and speak to you more about it. Okay, so what is JDoodle, right? JDoodle essentially is an Australian startup, and we are on a mission to turbocharge the software development industry. And one of the ways we do this is by providing you all with the tools that will help you simplify and easen your coding journey. And over the next 1 hour, we are going to basically give you an overview of all the tools that we offer that will help improve or accelerate, rather, your coding journey. So sit back, enjoy, and if you have any sort of questions, please do feel free to share them with us on Discord. I would now like to introduce our speakers. So Kokul will be kicking this session off. He's the founder and CEO of JDoodle, and he'll be talking about the IDEs and our basically our coding platform, and also talk about the various languages that we offer and how our AI, the latest AI chatbot, can help you in your coding journey. Chris will cover the assessment part of this webinar. Then Sharda, our front end engineer, will cover the embed. Embed basically help you integrate our online IDEs or coding platform onto your website or webinar of your website or learning management system or blogs. And Iqbal, who is our backend engineer, will talk about the APIs as to how you can use JDoodle to execute programs on your particular website or platform. Awesome. Once again, thank you so much for joining this webinar. Over to you, Gokul.
Thanks, Anuj. Good day, everyone. Very happy to see you all here. Before we start about what is JDoodle, how we can help you, maybe let's talk about three major challenges you face, be it as a student, teacher, or a programmer. Just think about three challenges you face, and you can share it in our Slack channel, or yeah, then we can take it from there. Let's give 30 seconds for this. It may be on your day-to-day basis or in a once in a while. What are the major coding challenges you face? To give you some background, JDoodle was started to solve a problem I was facing personally. So you may be facing so many other problems. We are here to help you. Okay, probably we can go to the next slide where we think what are the major challenges. Let's talk about a scenario. You want to write a small hello world program in a new language. Okay, what you have to do? First of all, you need a computer with right amount of CPU and memory. Then you have to have the right operating system with right amount of patching. Then you have to install compilers, libraries, editors. Then you have to configure them. It's all just to write one line of hello world program, right? Even if you spend hours setting up everything together, the next day operating system upgrades and everything breaks. This is the exact problem I was facing 12 years ago when I was a software developer. I wrote a small website just to solve this problem. I just wanted to go somewhere, type a few lines, click a button, get it executed. And that's how JDoodle started 10 years ago with just one language. And the other thing is probably expensive tools. Today, many schools even just provide only Chromebook. So you can't spend much money just to learn one programming language or do small things. So that's other problem, right? And if you are a teacher, you might have experienced probably 20 to 30% of your time you are just helping your students fixing the bugs and setting up the environment related issues, right? Instead of teaching the actual programming language and practicing. Yep. And the collaboration. If today everything is happening online, your student may be sitting somewhere, they may be making a call. It's difficult to collaborate. So these are some of the problems JDoodle tries to solve. Yeah, then we can talk about everything JDoodle. The aim of JDoodle is to be a one-stop shop for anything programming, be it learning, teaching, assessing a student, or assessing a candidate for a job, and even doing the actual software development. That's what we are aiming to do. Currently, we already support teaching, practicing, assessing type of use cases. In the coming days, you will be able to do everything in JDoodle. So we would like to call JDoodle as a single source of platform for anything related to programming. Currently, we provide online IDEs where you can code, practice, and we have got a Chrome extension. For example, if you are seeing a program online, you just select right-click and it gets executed using our Chrome extension. And we recently introduced an AI tool where you can generate code, debug the code, many things to help you speed up your learning and development process. And we have an assessment platform where you can create different type of programs and ask questions and get your students assessed. The major power of JDoodle comes with its integration capability. For example, you are a teacher, you have an LMS, your course, all the course material is in LMS. How the students are practicing, they have to switch back and forth between your LMS and some other online IDE or to their local development environment. That definitely wastes students' time and it distracts their focus. We are solving this problem by helping integrating IDE and assessments straight into your course material. That's where Embed and the API comes in. We will go through each one of them in detail. We can start with a quick demo of our platform, especially IDE, Chrome extension, and AI. Okay, let me share my screen. This is how it looks like. So we got multiple products here. You can start coding online. If you want to integrate IDEs into your platform, this page has all the information. And if you want to teach and assess, currently we are having only assessment support, but our course support is coming very soon. Then everything you can do in JDoodle itself. Let's go to our IDE. So when you go to IDE, by default, it goes to Java, but you can change the language here. You can go and search for anything and you can switch. IDEs come in two flavor. One is basic IDE, another one is advanced IDE. Basic IDE basically is a single file IDE where you can just write the program, click a button, get the result. In advanced IDE, it is multi-file, so you can go create multiple files, and probably you can do anything and everything what you can do probably in your local IDE. Let's go to basic IDE for now. Then we got a couple of things here. Basically, you can include any external libraries. For example, for Java, it's Maven. For .NET, it's Nugget. Like that, for every language, we are providing their basic library support. You can just paste the library name here, then click a button, add library. It gets added, then it can be used in your program. And if you want to upload files which can be read in your program, you can upload them here. And JDoodle comes in two execution modes. One is called interactive, one is non-interactive. I will show you how it works. But basically, interactive mode is almost like you do coding in your local. You just execute the program. If it reads a input, it will wait for you to type. Then you can enter the input and continue the execution. Non-interactive mode, basically, you have to give the inputs in advance. And for every language, JDoodle supports at least 5 to 6 versions. So you can just go and select which version of that language you want to compile. And this is where you will be seeing the output and the files generated by your program. We'll talk about our cool AI feature at the end. Okay. So in this menu, you can access all your programs. So whenever I click on my projects, it just shows the Java, because I'm in the Java ID, it shows all the programs I have stored in Java. But if you're in C, C++, you will see the programs you stored in that particular language. Let's execute, collaborate. I will not go and show the collaborate in detail, but basically you just click collaborate, you get a link, share it with your friends, so you both can do collaborative programming. So both can type, both can edit, both can execute, so both can do it more collaboratively. That's cool. Then you can save the programs here. And the other cool feature is sharing. So if I want to share this program, there are two ways. One is instant share. Instant share will just create a copy of this program and create a share link. And you can share this link with anyone, and they can open and see that particular program. Editable share is you have to save the editable share before as a project. Then you can share that project with someone else. So even if you modify, they can see that modification. But in instant share, after you shared, if you change the program, they are not going to see it. You can copy the current code into your clipboard. You can open files from local. You can save the current file in the IDE to your local. All that is supported. Okay, let's go and try some programs. So execution history is, you can see what all the programs you executed in this browser. Okay, let me open a standard input example. Okay, my collaborative session was running. I just closed that. So in this program is just reading a line and prints that line. So as I said, currently we are in non-interactive mode. So we have to give the input in advance. I'm just giving the input in advance, and I'm clicking execute. So this program reads and prints that. Okay, there is something wrong going on here. Here it's ARGS, this here ARG. Okay, this is actually an opportunity for us to see how our JDroid works. So you can see the button here, debug with JDroid, because whenever there is an error, this button will appear. You can click on this button and our AI will give you an explanation of the error, why it is a problem. Then it's actually giving the explanation. ARG is not recognized because you have defined ARG as it's really, really powerful feature. Now, actually, I want to fix it, right? So I can go and click debug code. It will suggest me what is the potential fix. So it's actually giving me the corrected program. Then I can go and say replace the code in IDE. It replaced with it. Now we go and execute. it's printing. So because it's a non-interactive mode and we already gave the inputs, it's automatically printing here. Let's try this same program in interactive mode. Okay, we click execute. This time, once the program started, it's waiting for me to give the input. I'm giving the input, enter, it prints. That's the difference between interactive and non-interactive mode. Let's try another program where we can upload a file and read and write files. Read write example. Yeah, this one reads a file called my files and writes that into test input file. Okay, for that, first of all, I need to upload a file. Let me upload a file here. My file. So is it my file? Correct. Yeah. So whenever you are uploading a file, that will be uploaded into a folder called /uploads. Then you have to refer that in your program here. Oh, sorry. This program is a little bit different. It actually creates the file on its own and reads the same file. We can execute that first. So you can see this has created a file and you can download and see the file. So this is the file generated. Probably you can't see it's opened in a different window for me. Okay, cool. So that let's try one more file use case. If I have an example. Let's see what happens if we just execute that. So it's basically reading and writing file in the same code. So this is how the reading and writing works for files. So pretty much it for IDEs. Maybe we can talk a little bit about our AI. So we already saw how the debugging and code generation work when there is an error. We have another feature called generate new code. This you can completely give a prompt and the AI will write the code for you. So let's say write a program in C language to probably I will go to C first. Let's go to Python 3. Generate code. Generated the code, replace, execute. It's printing. So that's our AI. And let's go back to some other language, maybe C#. Now we want to get the explanation of the programs. And if you go and click explain code, it will generate an explanation of what this program does. And there is another thing called comment code. So you want to write inline comments for the program, just click on it. It will generate the inline comments for you. And you can copy them to clipboard or you can replace them here. That's the very high level overview of our IDE. Our IDEs are much more powerful. If you go to advanced IDE, you can play with many more things. But considering the time, I will just leave it here. Then we can go to our Chrome extension. So we developed this Chrome extension. You can access that here. If you go to Google Web Store, you can find it JDoodle. The main problem JDoodle Chrome extension tries to solve is these days you see a lot of programs online, and even you may be generating a program in ChatGPT. How you execute it? You have to copy, go to an editor, all that type of stuff. With JDoodle's Chrome extension, it's all about right-clicking and executing. So I have got a program here from a website from Princeton University. I just select right-click, execute in JDoodle. It will execute it for me here. Our Chrome extension also comes with AI. So if I make any mistake like this, and if I try to execute, it will help me solve the problem. And it also has an auto detect language feature. So if I go and change the language, say to PHP, and if I click on detect language with Jedroid, our AI will find the language of this program and automatically will change it here. So probably let's go to Chat GPT. And let's generate a program from here, and let's get it executed in JDoodle Chrome extension. I Okay, now let's say right click, execute in JDoodle. And as you can see, automatically our extension file found the language and pasted it here. Just execute here, and you get the result. Yeah, that's all about our IDEs. On top of IDE and Chrome extension, we have got a mobile application as well. It's all free. You can download from both App Store and Play Store. With that, I will hand over this session to my colleague Chris. He will walk you through about our assessment platform. Hi, Chris.
Yep, hello, thanks, Gopal. Let me share my screen now. Yep, can everyone see my two windows? I think you should be able to. So yep, hi, my name is Chris. I'm a software engineer in the front-end team. And today I'll be demonstrating JDoodle assessments. And JDoodle's assessment platform will enable educators to assess and help students learn programming in a more comprehensive way. And the focus of today will just to be to introduce the workflow of how teachers can create assessments, as well as discuss some unique assessment features JDoodle offers, and also discuss how students will see and attend a simple assessment. So as you can see on the screen on the left here, I'm logged in as a teacher, so I can access assessments. And let's begin by creating an assessment. Let's call it webinar assessment, demonstrate JDoodle assessments. And you can also see we have all the languages you can choose from. So to make things simple, let's go with Node, which is also JavaScript. So that's down here. We'll stick with version 6.3.1. Result type, marking comment. We'll discuss that a bit later. And let's go with autocorrect. We can demonstrate what autocorrect is and what it does. So let's create an assignment. And you can see all the details get populated here, and it's got a draft status. Let me just, whoops, I refreshed the page, but that's all right. We can begin by adding a question. So JDoodle assessments offer multiple question types. So we have, say, multiple choice with one answer, multiple choice with multiple answers. We have open-ended questions, programming questions, and true or false questions. So let's begin with a very easy question. What feature are we currently in? And then we can add multiple choices for the students to choose from. So are we in Embed? Are we in assessments? Or are we in IDE or extension? And the correct answer will be assessments. And then we can add this question to the assessment. And that's how we've added a question in. Let's add two more quick questions. Then we can see what it looks like from the student's perspective. Let's go with multiple choice. So what user roles are in JDoodle assessments? And we can add a few answers. So we can have an admin. Yep, that is correct. We have admins in JDoodle assessments. We can have a teacher. That is correct as well. We can have students. That is also correct. And we can have friends, which does not exist in JDoodle assessments. So let's add this question. And let's do one more. And we can demonstrate what programming questions are like in JDoodle assessments. So as you can see, previously we've selected Node.js and version 6.3. So this gets pre-populated, but you can also change the language if you wish. So let's just ask students to console log this hello world. And then we can add a test case so that the JDoodle backend can automatically help us mark or score the students' answers. So let's name this correct answer. And the expected output would be hello world. Let's add the test case and we can create this question. And now that we have 3 questions, we can add 1 student into this assessment and then attend this assessment. So as you can see, we added a student and the status is yet to start. So now let's publish this assessment. We can only publish assessments 3 minutes from the current time. Let's make it go on for 1 month and let's activate this assessment. So now you can see the status is ready and we'll have to wait a couple of minutes for the assessment to activate. But while we're waiting, let's have a look at what else we offer here. I just want to quickly talk about the verification type. So today we selected autocorrect for our assessment, which means JDoodle will automatically help us determine which answer is correct or incorrect to help teachers when marking. And it doesn't work for open-ended questions. And auto score or mark means it will help teachers automatically assign marks to all the questions. And the last option, negative marking, it means if a student gives the wrong answer in the choice or programming question, then marks will be deducted for that particular question. And on the left here, we can see result type as well. So marking comment just means when the results are released, the teachers can actually provide a mark as well as a comment, or the teachers can choose to only provide a mark or only provide a comment. And let's have a look at the time. We've got 2 minutes before the assessment gets released. So let's have a look at what else we have. Clone assessment is a feature where instead of creating assessments from scratch, you can simply copy this assessment, maybe change the language, maybe change the result type or verification type. If you have another class, for example, if you're a teacher who teaches multiple classes, this will be a very handy feature. And you can, clone students and clone staffs as well. And here we showed you that you can add students 1 by 1. But there's also a feature where you can add students in bulk as a group by adding students to a student group and then adding that student group into the assessment. And let's move over to the students page. So now in this window, you're looking at a student's view of JDoodle assessments. So you can see student assessments. I'll click into it. And you can see no assessments are found yet because we're still waiting for that 1 minute to tick down and then the assessment should begin. Let me just keep refreshing the page. And just wait for 1 minute to finish. Let me just check. I think it begins at 1:38, so we actually have another minute. No problem. We can go through what other features we have here as well. So you can actually see we have a draggable question feature. So say if a teacher creates 10 questions and they want to reorder these questions, all they have to do is simply drag and drop the questions to reorder them. So that makes it nice and easy for teachers to organize and plan the assessment. And you can actually have multiple teachers managing one assessment as well, simply by adding other teacher users. So in that case, multiple teachers can contribute to the same one assignment. And teachers can also preview the assignment and look at it from a student's point of view before they actually release the assignment. And I think, yep, it should be released by now. So I'll refresh the page as a student. And yep, you can see this webinar assessment is now live, and my status as a student is yet to start. So I'll click into view assessment, and I can see all the questions. I can see there's a 10 button, which we will click. And now I'll begin attending the assignment. So what feature are we currently in? We are in assessments. And this will allow me to just keep track of which questions I've completely finished, or I can go back to have a look at it later. What user roles are in JDoodle assessments? We have admin, teacher, and students. And I think this is done. And now this is the programming question. You can see the structure of it is similar to the IDE that Gokul demonstrated just now. We have the editor here, and there's the input, output, there's the interactive mode as well. And I can see as a student that the language is Node.js, and I just need to console log hello world. Okay, let's try execute it to make sure I'm doing the right thing. Yep, you can see it comes out as hello world. But to make things interesting, I'll just add something to it and then submit this as an answer so we can see how auto correcting will work. So yep, I'm happy with this answer. Let's review the assignment. And let's submit it. Cool, and my part's done as a student. So let's go back to the teacher's point of view. We'll go into the webinar assessment and look at our list of students. And we can see, oh, look, this demo student has submitted their assessment. So let's begin evaluating their work. We can start evaluation to see how autocorrect has worked for us. So we can see here, comment from the teacher. This was actually pre-filled by the JDoodle backend because we have autocorrect checked. So now the computer is telling me that the student actually got this answer correct. So as a teacher, maybe I'll give them 5 marks for this question. I'll save and go next. And let's see, correctly selected. Okay, so all the choices were correct. So let's give them another 5 marks. I'll save again. And next, let's have a look at the programming question. So the student put down console log hello world with a few exclamation marks. And we can scroll down a bit and have a look at autocorrect. So our test case did not match the student's output. So the expected output is hello world, but the student outputted hello world with exclamation marks. So that's how we know the student has failed this test case. And for this reason, I will give them 0 marks. And then I'll save it. And I'll go back to the summary. And I'll finish evaluating the student's assessment. And I will disclose the results as well, so the student can see the mark they got. So I'll go back to the student's view. You can see the status is now results announced. And the student will click into it. And they can see that they've received 10 marks. And they can even click into the assessment to see the mark they were given and also the comment from the teacher. So yeah, that's the basic flow of how the assessment platform looks like on JDoodle. And maybe it gives you an idea of how, as an educator, you might be able to use it for your classrooms, your students, or even your institute. Thank you. And I'll now hand it over to Shada to demonstrate the embed feature.
Thank you, Chris. So let me start by sharing my screen. Can you guys see my screen? JDoodle website. Yeah, I'll assume you guys can see. So yeah, embeds. Let me start with explaining what embed is. Embed is pretty much allows users to integrate our IDE in your web page, web application, or on your blog. And we support three kind of embeds. One is basic embeds, which have limited features such as you can't edit the UI, customize the look and feel, and you don't have host to embed communication, which I will show you later. And we have premium embeds, and which allows you to customize the look and feel, and it supports all the languages we provide, up to 85 languages. Yeah, and we have ultra embeds, which is a customizable embed. Yeah, so with different plans, you get a different type of embeds. For example, if you want a free plan, just like I'm currently on right now, you only get one premium embed created, but you get unlimited embeds. For pro plan, you get up to 10 premium embeds, 3 domains, and if you're on a team plan, you get up to 50 premium embeds. So yeah, let's start with creating an embeds. This is the embed manager page. In here, you can see how many embeds you have created up to now, and you can also, if you're on a pro plan or team plan, you will be able to see how many times users visit your embeds and how many times they have executed your programs on the embeds. Domain manager, uh, will with domains, you can only put your embeds on a selected domains. For example, if you using google.com, you can only embed your embeds in the google.com. That way no one else can take your embeds and put it on a different website. So yeah, to start with, let's create with a basic embed. As you can see here in the setup page, you can give the name, and you can give the description and select the type as basic. As I mentioned before, in the basic embeds, you can only have one language. So let's go with C Sharp and one of the latest version. So now that you all selected, your preview button will show up and you can start creating the embeds. In the basic embeds, as you can see, you don't have ability to customize your UI, uh, and you only get the selected predefined embeds. So you can try to program here to check and execute here in the edit as well. And we have all the features supported in the IDE as well. So for example, you can select the languages, give the input arguments, turn on the interactive mode and everything. So now that I create a basic embed, let's go to the download code. And here you can see we give you example code. By copying this code to your HTML web page, let me quickly do that. You can give your embeds. End users can see your embeds. Yeah. So that's the basic embed. Let's go back to the creating a premium embed. I have already created premium embeds and my account only allow one embed. So let me go and edit it. So in this one, as you can see, I'm currently on premium embeds, and I can select up to 85 languages for this premium embeds. So if I go to configure, now you can see there's a lot of option available for you. For example, you can drag and drop any JDoodle component, which I will go with later. And you also have ability to do HTML components. For example, if I want to add a text here, you can drag and drop here. And furthermore, you can go and customize this. For example, different font sizes and font weight. Also, where do you want to send it? All the CSS selectors you have for HTML, you can add it here. You can add text headers, decoration, for example, overline or underline, and also you can set the font size. And furthermore, we provide few more other HTML components. One other is tabs, so you can customize all the things you can see here. These tabs, you can create multiple tabs windows, and different things will have different content. For example, in the first tab, I will put a header tag. Yeah, and also each of them, each components and their children have ability to customize with different styling. Yeah. So also you can add images. So now that you have images, and let me make it a bit smaller. So yeah, and here also you get different styling for this one. So for example, you can add border radius of 50 pixels on the top side, things like that. So yeah, before I come to the explaining what are the JDoodle components are, let me explain what are the default configuration you can provide. So currently in your IDE, the main IDE, you can set default program for each languages you have selected. For example, for C#, I want to have this program as the default program. So if I go back to the editor and let me drag and drop the language selection selector. So if I go to C#, let me put it up here somewhere. Yeah, in the IDE, you will see the program whenever I select the that language. So furthermore, you can add different themes. We support around 8 themes for each languages. So if you go back, now the editor will change to that theme. And we support all the default inputs and arguments and default execution mode. For example, if I go there and select the default execution mode to interactive mode, it will be the default one when you load the plugin next time, extension next time. So yeah, now that I configure and customize my plugin, I can either save it as a draft. If I save it as a draft, and it won't affect the end user's view because I only save it as a draft. But if I come here to our embed manager, you will see I have saved this draft as I saved the embed as a draft. Next time you come here, your settings will be saved. Then you can save the embed that will be released to the end user. So now that I refresh my embeds on my web page or web application, I will see those changes. So yeah, the final thing I will talk about we support the host to embed communication and as well as the embed to host communication. So as you can see in here, currently I didn't select anything. So as soon as I select any features, I will get this example code. If I copy this to clipboard and update my HTML page, if I come back here, if I open the console, like I can, by clicking HTML button, I can get the whatever the current code I'm writing on the editor. And furthermore, I can also set the whatever the program I want, currently this one. But if I click the set code, it will change to this one. So as you can see, with the host to embed communication and embed to host communication, if you have a React application or something like that, you can fully customize the embeds. So yeah, from my part, that's the demonstration for embeds. Let me give it to the Iqbal to talk about the APIs. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Sarada. Hi, everyone. I'm Iqbal. I'm the software engineer from the backend team. Okay, so let me start my screen to begin with. Okay, so I'd like to introduce you one of the features which is quite powerful in JDoodle, which is compiler API integration. So in this case, JDoodle will allows you to integrate all the JDoodle functionalities into an API calls, which can be integrated to your website or applications. So all these IDE functionalities, starting from executing, compiling, adding some input and upload the files, and which involving like these 88 supported languages will be repackaged and brought into your API, into an API call that can be integrated to your applications. And yep, to begin with, you'll probably start by going to the website and go to API section. And in that case, you'll be given a client ID and a client secret for the credentials for you to be able to access the API functionalities that we provide. So let me introduce you some of the features in our API. So for example, you want to have a basic functionalities where you can simply compile these basic IDE functions to compile just one file codes, and then support it with some of the libraries here. So in that case, you'll need to have to copy this client ID and client secret and bring it to your app, to your API, and provide the parameters you have. Give me a second. Okay, so in that case, yep, the parameters here, more details about that, you'll find it in the documentation that we already provided, but I'll just go through in a high level. So I tried to define the script, and also I identify the language, which can support like 88 languages in our platform currently. And I decide the version index, which represent what version of language we are supposed to use. In this case, for example, we want to execute Java language, and we can specify here. So this will be index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can identify it in our request. And here I want to use external libraries, call this one. And yep, I need to specify the client ID and client secrets. So in this case, we have no input files, so we set it to false for now. All right, so right, to be able to get this code executed, we can just simply make a request with our client ID, and then yep, the code will be executed right away. And we got the output, and we got the information regarding the CPU time and the memories used in the executions. So that's for the basic function of our API to execute just one single file of code. Then how about if we want to execute, like for example, multi files here? So yeah, to be able to do that, we basically provide that one too. So no worries for that. Let's have a demo. So basically, since it's supporting a multi-file execution, so we can basically specify the file that we want to execute in a project file, and then we can zip it into a zip file, and then we can use
Going wrong with the platform. Iqbal is back. Hi, Iqbal.
Okay. You see, guys?
Yeah, sorry, we lost you for a few seconds. That's okay.
I see. Okay. All right. So I think let's yeah, I think there were some screens with the platform. Okay, let me reshare my screen. All right. So we get back. So we are currently in the API integration to enable these functionalities for the advanced IDE for multi-files execution. So yep, in this case, we can use one of the endpoint we have for multi-file execution. So we just basically needs to identify the files of the project we want to execute, and then we can zip it, and we can send the file together with the compiling parameters to the API endpoint we already provided. And then in this case, don't forget to also specify the client ID and then the client secret for the credentials. And you need also to identify the mine files where to be the entry point of your projects. So in this case, I set it to index.php because in my file, the code will start from this file, index.php. So, all right. And then in this case, I require to have two libraries. So I identified these two libraries in my parameters. And then, yep, and it's ready to be executed. Yep, here it is. And the result is yours. And then other than this, we also provide another endpoint for multi-file execution to reuse the file that we already uploaded before. So in this case, we don't need to re-upload files again and again once we want to execute it with different inputs. So in this case, after we get this, the response of this API, we'll get a project key, and this project key will be able to be used in the next execution using another endpoint. And then we just need to specify it in our parameters, and we just need to send our compiling parameters together with the project key, and then we can just simply hit the API, and the result of the compilation will be ours. There it is. Yep. Another different endpoint we provide here is that we can also just upload the files without compiling. So we can basically just provide the project file in a zip file, and then the client ID, client secret, and then we can just upload it, and then we can get the project key because we don't execute it each time. And then once we got the project key, we can use it in the previous endpoint to just execute the the project file. Yep. When it's done, then yes, we got the result of the executions. So with these APIs, we'll be able to integrate all JDoodle functionalities in our website or applications. Yep, which is going to be powerful for our website development. And then next things we want to introduce here is that how about if we want to achieve interactive functionalities like we have here, like for example, we set it to interactive, and then for example, our code requires to input some some parameters, and then like here it reads the some text and then print it again, like for example what empty move, then which is, and this one of course is not achievable in the REST type API, right? So in that case we also provide you WebSocket integrations. So to be able to do that, we need a different endpoint, and yep, you get, of course we get you covered. Then to be able to do that, we need to get a WebSocket token, and then we can get that token by sending our client ID and client secret. And then to be able to do that, we already provide you code example in the documentation, and I'll just show you here. So by hitting these WebSocket clients and also these two WebSockets endpoint, and then we can just set the script of that we want to execute, and we specify the compilation parameters, and here is the token that we need to specify. This token is the one that we got from the previous API endpoint just now. And then once we specify it, all right, we can open the HTML example in the browser, and we can spec it for better functionalities. Yep, and the file is here. So basically, you'll be able to get the WebSocket functionalities in the interactive compilation mode, like in our IDE in your website or your applications. And then other than that, we also provide you an API, an AI functionalities. So here in the IDE, we also we provide you a couple, like functionalities in our AI, starting from generate code, explain code, debug, comments. We can also have it too in our API. We also provide different point for that. And yep, don't forget to also specify your client ID and in the AI input parameters, which is available in more details in our documentations. And here, basically, I want to optimize these palindrome functions to be better. And yep, when I send it, and then there I will provide me with a better code, and which is more optimized than what I got in the input files. And here, the next thing I want you to pay attention at here is, okay, don't forget to also look at your credits, because our API also provide some limitations because according to our subscription. So here for free one, you'll get 200 daily credits per day, and then if you can subscribe more, then there will be more credit given to you. Like for example, if you subscribe for $100 monthly, you'll get 10K credit per day. And then the usage of your credit can be seen here. Since I already use a couple requests for our API just now, then yep, I already use 20 credits per day. Yep, I think it's pretty much it. All the functionalities in JDoodle can be yours, can be put in your website now with our API integration, and it's ready to be used. More details can be found in our documentation here. Yep, I think that's it, guys. Thank you, and I think I'll give it back to Gokul.
Thanks, Iqbal. Hope you enjoyed the demos. And the next step is we just wanted to quickly give you some overview about our customization and security. The integration, APIs, embeds, everything is highly customizable. If you need any customization to meet your specific needs, please feel free to reach out to us anytime. Security, we take security and privacy as most important things as we are dealing with many schools and students. So we always put together the most robust solutions in place, and we keep update almost on weekly basis. With that note, I will hand it over to Anuj to talk about the different platforms, plans, and subscription options. Thank you.
Thank you, Gokul. Um, so basically, a substantial part of JDoodle is currently free, and we plan to keep it that way. We don't ask you for your credit card or you to input any additional details that are not relevant. The reason why we are planning to keep everything free, for at least a substantial part of it free, is because our mission is to democratize access to coding for all, and we would like to make it accessible to as many people across the globe as possible, right? To that extent, we have a free plan as well as a paid plan for everything that we offer, and so we have bundled our IDE, embeds, as well as the assessment into one bundle, which is called the platform plan. And under the platform plan, we offer something for individual users as well as teams and large scale organizations as well. So for individual users, we offer a free plan. This is a great way to test out JDoodle's capabilities, and I would highly recommend it. Um, and for those of you who are planning to take your coding journey to the next level, please do explore our Pro plan. Next week, we plan to introduce an introductory offer, so you will be able to get it for $5 instead of $10. The Pro plan will also offer you 250 AI credits per day, 10 premium embeds, and it will also offer you 2x faster execution time, output limit, as well as CPU. For organizations and teams that are looking to collaborate with each other and to basically create your own organization, you can explore our free plan. Our team plan starts at $100 per month, and with that you will get 100 premium embed licenses. You can invite more teachers, students, admins to your APIs assessments. You will also be able to invite around 100 students. So do explore this if you have your own organization, or if you're a part of an organization that wants to scale in their coding journey. Uh, Additionally, we also offer custom plans. These plans are basically for organizations or even individuals, for that matter, who want to create their organizations, uh, and they're looking for a custom solution, a bespoke solution to meet their specific requirements. Our team is here to help you, and depending on what your requirement is, we will be able to provide you that custom solution that can help you scale your organization and your organization's needs as well. So apart from the platform plan, we also offer APIs, and the pricing for API is separate. But again, in line with our mission and vision to keep at least a part of our platform free, we offer 200 free credits for our API plan, and our paid plan starts from as little as $10 a month, and the $10 per month offers you around 1,000 credits per day. We also offer a custom plan for APIs as well. So if you require a custom solution, please do get in touch with us, and we will be able to create something specially bespoke for you. Uh, I think we're almost near time. Just before we end this call, I would like to remind all of you that we have a mobile app for coding. We are on Apple Store as well as Google Play. Please do, and it's been downloaded over 50,000 times. We regularly come up with updates, and we are constantly trying to improve it. So if you are someone who's looking to code on the go, and on any sort of device, including mobile, please do explore our mobile app as well. Awesome. And we would love to stay in touch with you. And if you want to communicate with us, there are multiple channels that you can use. Mel, if you could let them know how to get in touch with us, that would be awesome.
Yes. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this lovely webinar. We hope it was informative. Again, if you all have any questions, you can post it on our Discord channel. We will get back to you. Also, we would like to invite you to please join our social media channels. We constantly update product features, news, tips and tricks, lots of fun things as well. So please give us a follow and also subscribe to our YouTube channels. Also, we will be coming up with more webinars that are more deep dived into the various features that we have. So please do join us over there. Okay. And also, if you have any queries regarding our paid plans, API plans, anything of that sort, you can shoot us a mail at hello@jdoodle.com. And one last thing is, if you guys explore JDoodle and you really like it, we would really appreciate a feedback on our product hunt page. I will be sharing the link in the chat. 1 minute. Okay, so this feedback really helps us grow bigger, better, and awesome. So please do share feedback for us. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this webinar. I will see you in the upcoming webinars. And thank you so much once again for joining us. Again, any questions, please post it on Discord channel, not just for the webinar. In the future, if you have any questions regarding our platform, please do share it on Discord. Thank you so much once again, and I will see you in the upcoming webinars. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.